Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Tarot by Melissa, and today's video is going to be focusing on the question, what is next for you in career? So we're going to be taking a look at upcoming energies, events, or situations of significance that you guys want to be aware of as it pertains specifically to your career. So let's go ahead and just get into a couple disclaimers. As always, keep in mind, guys, this is a general reading, so some of the messages may resonate quite specifically to you. Other times, the messages might not be that specific to you. So as I always say, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Simply release it and let it go. And also keep in mind that if you ever want to book a personal reading, all the details on how you could book one with me will be linked in the description box down below. Personal readings are always a great way to get a more specific and accurate read on your own personal situation. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our pile selection. We're working with 3 piles today. For pile number 1, we have the Poet. For pile 2, we have the Orphan. And for pile 3, we have the River. So I want you guys to take a deep breath. Really center your energy. Think about your career and what's upcoming for you. Go ahead and select the card that you feel the most intuitively connected to. Really selecting with your intuition versus the wording that's on the card. Just what do you feel the most intuitively connected to? Which one feels like the one you're supposed to pick? Once you've made your selection, you can scroll down to the description box to locate the timestamp that will take you to your pile selection. And I will see you there. Hey, pile number 1, if you guys picked out the Poet, this is going to be your career reading. So we're going to be taking a look at what is ahead for you in career. Make sure you guys stay till the end because I am going to also be channeling some time frames for you in today's video. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So we have, for your overall energies, we have the Poet, we have the 3rd quarter moon, and we have Aquarius. All right, pile 1. So what is next for you guys in career? So with this 3rd quarter moon coming up here, I feel like you guys are coming into a time of needing to release something. There's something that needs to be released in this situation, and I think something that needs to be reevaluated with your career. The 3rd quarter moon energy is saying that we may need to make some sort of tweak to our plan, or as the card mentions, an adjustment is required here, right? So I do feel that you guys are moving into a period of reevaluation around your current situation with your career and having to kind of release any toxic energies or any situations that are no longer serving you, and let those things go. Like there's something here that we are taking pause to reevaluate. And with the Poet archetype being here, I feel like this group is really being called to tap into their creative expression. I feel like whatever the situation is, it's going to require a creative or outside of the box perspective. Because Aquarian energy can also be kind of about being rebellious and thinking outside of the box, kind of deviating from status quo in a sense. So I do think that there is an energy of creation being here. But the Poet card is also like, it's about how we're verbally expressing, right? And I'm wondering if for this group, I think that there's something that needs to come out, like something you need to say or some sort of truth. Like this card talks a lot about getting to the truth of the matter and expressing that truth and expressing it in a creative way or expressing it in a beautiful way, right? Yeah, I feel like there's something here about the way that you guys have been expressing yourself that may need a shift coming up here. Yeah. So with Aquarius being here, Aquarius being an air sign, I feel like this is kind of further confirming that there's something about communication that needs to be addressed. And I feel like with this card specifically highlighting collaboration here, you guys are about to move into a period where I think that you're going to be needing to connect and collaborate with others at work. Now, with Aquarian energy, this is the water bearer, right? So Aquarius often talks about kind of like being of service to others. So you guys might be moving into a new mindset around how can I be of service to others? Or how can I make choices and decisions in my career that sort of align with what's best for the collective group versus what's singularly right for me, right? But again, as we were discussing earlier, Aquarian energy is also about kind of being a bit rebellious and thinking outside of the box, you know, trying new things. And so I definitely see that the adjustments that you guys are making in your career are definitely centered around creativity, creative expression, trying new things, kind of understanding the truth and confronting the truth of your situation, getting to the root cause of it, and being able to leverage partnerships and relationships and service to resolve anything as you move forward. So we're going to move into the Treasure Trove Tarot next. So let's see what else you guys need to know about what is ahead for you in your career. So what else is coming through for career for pile one? What's next for pile one? Three of Pentacles, more collaboration energy. Queen of Swords, King of Wands. We do have a Six of Wands at the bottom. So some of you guys, this is interesting that it's highlighting here at the finish line because, you know, the third quarter moon is sort of like when the moon is starting to fade back into the new moon in a sense. So it's like you guys are sort of approaching the end of a cycle here, in a completion of a project maybe for some of you. So looking at these cards here, this is really interesting because what I'm feeling is definitely collaboration and teamwork is being highlighted for you. So you guys, I think, are moving into a period where partnerships at work are going to be highly, highly significant. And with the Queen of Swords being here, this is really interesting because the Queen of Swords, as you guys know, or may or may not know, but this is somebody who is very sharp, right? Very smart. It is that air energy, potentially of Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. But I like that this card is kind of calling it intimidating and hard to please. Like those keywords are really standing out to me. And earlier when we were talking about the poet, remember how I was kind of channeling that there's something about communication that needs a shift here. And I think that for you guys, if you are working, like if you're leading a team or if you're needing to work with a team in some capacity, I do feel like there is a need to tweak your approach with this team because I'm feeling like you guys might be kind of coming off as this really like intimidating or kind of cold energy here. And you would be better served by embodying this King of Wands energy, which is all about like being motivational and being a mentor to your peers or your group. Kind of this energy of the King of Wands is all about like rallying a team and inspiring someone through motivation, right? Whereas this Queen of Swords has really high standards, right? And they're kind of, even though it's great to be a straight shooter because people always know where you stand, if you're coming across as intimidating, that can sometimes shut down and stifle creativity, okay? Now, for some of you, this could be like a boss or someone in your environment that this is showing as, but for the majority of you for pile one, I'm really feeling strongly like this message of the way that you're communicating is needing a shift here coming up into the future. This is what is needing an adjustment. So the King of Wands is going to be somebody who knows how to inspire others, coach others, recognize and celebrate others, really drive the team to be creative and to feel empowered to create and collaborate. Whereas the Queen of Swords is going to be someone that, because they're a bit intimidating, people may not be as vulnerable to be channeling that creativity energy of the poet, right? So just something to reflect there, but I definitely see that you guys are moving into a little bit of a different energy around the way that you're taking the lead with your peers and collaborating with teams. And it doesn't mean with the Queen of Swords that we like lower our standards, right? Because it's good to have standards and it's good to have, you know, clear communication and clear direction. It just seems that coming up for you guys, there's a real emphasis on like, you know, softening a little bit or taking a slightly different approach to the way that you're collaborating. So let's take a look here at what else is coming through for you guys. So what else does pile 1 need to know about career and what's next for them? Oh my gosh, communication. It literally just keeps coming up. Communication is highly important for you guys. We have toxic workplace. Interesting. Yeah, it definitely seems like there is some sort of toxicity that's needing to be released here. And it's a great time to kind of usher in a new beginning. We also have organization and planning, and we have partnerships. Partnerships and collaboration, super important for you guys. Yeah. I think maybe this communication energy of the toxic work is about like this toxic workplace. There's something about the communication that's not great here, or that's being highlighted as being toxic. It may actually require some sort of boundary here with the Queen of Swords, because the Queen of Swords is great at setting boundaries ultimately too. So seems like a great time to get organized and rally a team and plan ahead in some capacity. Let me just grab these cards next. All right. I'm going to pull this card, and then we're going to close it out with your time frame. So what else is next in career for pile 1? What else should they know? Ooh, sorry guys. I always knock that over. Hopefully it doesn't make anyone nauseous. All right. Ooh. Trip the light, fantastic. Dance with the universe. How beautiful is that? This is kind of about like learning to co-create with the universe in a sense. Like whatever you guys are dreaming of, whatever you guys are wanting, this is kind of giving a little bit of like a manifestation message to me, right? Where it's like, you want to, when you're manifesting, show the universe what it is that you want by taking some intentional action toward it. But then you also have to do that dance where you're not trying to force something to come in a certain time. You've got to be able to kind of like put out the energy and say, show the universe, this is what I want. And then you've got to also be able to release it and let it go, and then let the universe meet you halfway and show you what it's capable of providing you. So I feel for some of you, there's something here about a manifestation or some sort of outcome that you're wanting to call in that's being highlighted. But at the bottom, you have weird is the new cool, boldly express your uniqueness. And that makes so much sense with this poet energy, right? Like, and the King of Wands and Aquarius. Aquarian energy is kind of like that weird rebellious energy, and marching to the beat of your own drum is being highlighted here. You know, so I think that you guys are going to be moving into a space of opening up a little bit more with your peers, being a lot more confident and being more fearless, and just like showing who you are to people, because the King of Wands doesn't really care. They're very bold, you know, they're very confident in themselves. They're going to speak truthfully about like who they are and what they need, and they're going to share their ideas, and they're not going to be afraid of anyone shutting them down because they just are confident in that way. So we're going to close this out, pile 1, with just a couple of timelines for you so that you can kind of discern when this energy may be the most significant for you. So what is the timeline on this energy for pile 1? Keeping in mind this is a general reading, you guys, so always keep that in mind. So we have the month of May coming up here, which I believe this is going up in the month of May. I'm pre-recording, so I don't know, but if that's the case, then it would be this month. What else? We also have Capricorn season. So this could be talking about our most recent Capricorn season that we had this year, or it could be the next upcoming one. We also have at the last minute, so there could be something really current happening with this too. So pile 1 looks really interesting. As always, would love to hear from you in the comments how you feel like the message resonates with your career situation, so please let me know. Please also subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you'll be updated when I post the next reading, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye. Hey, pile 2, if you guys picked out the Orphan card, this is going to be a reading. We're going to be looking into what is next for you in your career. So we're going to start with your overall energies, and then we're going to add some more cards in as we go. Do make sure that you guys stay till the end, because I'm going to also be channeling some time frames for you on this energy. So we have the Orphan, the North Node, and Scorpio coming up for you guys. So wow, this is already like incredibly powerful. Transformational energy, pile 2. So starting off with the Orphan, I already feel like some of you guys probably didn't even want to pick this card, because I think we all can kind of sense the connotations that are coming along with this card, right? This, I'm not going to lie, it is a tougher energy, right? Because the Orphan card suggests abandonment. It suggests abandoning something or feeling really alone or not connected in some capacity. And with this being a career reading, I'm getting a couple of things here. I think some of you guys are coming into a time, or maybe are currently in a period of not feeling connected to what you're doing, or feeling left out in the cold in some way. I could also see if maybe this group has recently gone through like a layoff of some sort, or maybe quit a job or walked away from a current role that they were in, and maybe you guys aren't even working right now. Like, I could definitely see that happening for some of you guys here with this Orphan card. But the thing about the Orphan card is that it's asking you to figure out how you can find that connection. And again, and with the North Node being right next to this, whatever you are abandoning and leaving behind, it's actually happening for a higher purpose for you with the North Node, because the North Node is all about being kind of pushed toward our purpose. And for this group, there's something that you're leaving behind that may not feel great right now. It might feel really challenging for you, but it's ultimately pushing you to do something different, okay? It's pushing you toward doing something that's more fulfilling, something that's more in alignment with living in your truth and living in your purpose, okay? Step out of your comfort zone. Now, for some of you, maybe you like have already done this work and you're kind of like in your North Node energy of like, yep, I abandoned that. I left that behind. I'm ready to step out of my comfort zone. You guys may already be actively doing this, but for any of you guys that are coming to this reading and you're like just really going through a tough time with work, feeling just left out or abandoned in some way, not connected to the work you're doing, the solution here is to get out of your comfort zone. You're feeling this way for a reason, because it's pushing you. The discomfort is pushing you. The disturbing of your peace is pushing you into something different, okay? Now, we also have Scorpio energy coming up here, which is deeply transformational energy. This is death and rebirth energy. So we're leaving something behind in order to usher in a new beginning. With Scorpio being here, I feel like you guys, it's like you're coming into a time where it's going to be very important to dig really, really deep, right? In order to transform something, we have to really confront the truth of the matter. We've got to dig deep. We've got to pull the stuff up that we don't really want to acknowledge, right? The things that aren't really working in our career. We've got to face those things, acknowledge them, and ask questions about why. Okay, why is it like this? Why is this a challenge for me? You know, and then through exploring it and seeing it for what it is, we can then build a new beginning for ourselves, right? Because we want to be aware of those deficiencies so that we can create something that's more suitable for us going forward. So I think you guys are definitely moving through a period of self-exploration in your career. Deep transformation may not feel the best, but it's ultimately pushing you toward something way better. So let's see. We're going to go in next with the Treasure Trove Tarot by Mystic Moon. This is specifically a career deck, so we're going to look to see what else you guys need to know. So what else is coming up in career for pile 2? King of Swords, Knight of Cups, the Star. With the Death card, yes, you guys, transformation, inevitable change, a blessing in disguise. That's the vibe, you know what I mean? That's very much Scorpio. That's the vibe with the Orphan card. I think maybe a lot of you guys have felt this change coming, because the Death card, for me, it is a very slow, impending sort of change where we kind of know it's coming. It's slow. It happens over a period of time that's pretty lengthy. And, you know, it's inevitable. Like, we know it's coming, and it can be tough. but it ultimately is helping us to usher in new and better things. So I love that we have the star card here. And actually I want to kind of start off with this because this is telling me that things are going to be getting much better for you. The star is all about having kind of like a renewal in hope, you know, and feeling like we are healing from a situation and even just feeling really inspired. I'm really in this card being drawn to all the money images. I know that this deck kind of has them peppered in quite a bit, but I'm really being drawn to that coin. I'm really being drawn to this pile of money. There's something here about finances that I think is also undergoing a huge transformation for this group as well. You know, like something about the way that you view money, your relationship with money, maybe even the way you're spending money is changing. Like there's some sort of change. A lot of times career and finances do go hand in hand, obviously, because that's the way most people make our money. But there's definitely something transforming here with your money as well, I feel, for this group. But, you know, this is a time where I think that you guys are going to be healing and kind of getting re-inspired around like where it is that you want to go and what it is that you want to do, what feels right for you. It's a very hopeful energy, and it's kind of like keeping your eye on the prize, right? This is the opportunity, pile 2, for you to really be thinking about what are your dreams? Like what would be your dream job? What is your dream career, your dream life, right? And how does your career fit into that dream life? And using that as your guiding star as you move forward, okay? I think with this Knight of Cups being here, this group is needing to go after something and will be going after things that they love, right? This is creative energy. This is about emotional expression. And you guys also have the King of Swords here, which talks about, you know, kind of like structured and mental energy, analytical type of energy. So some of you guys might actually like a role or be trying to move into a job opportunity where like, our career path where you can kind of use your intellect and your analytical skills and your leadership skills, but also kind of balance it out with something that you really love doing. I think also this King of Swords it's talking about high standards. I feel like this group is needing to raise their standards around the types of environments that they're putting themselves in. I think that whatever you guys have been through, it definitely feels like it's been really tough, right? It's definitely been something that's needed some focus and some exploration on your end as to like why maybe we remained in that situation for as long as we did. I think that you're raising the bar. You're raising the bar with the Star and the King of Swords around like what it is that you're going to tolerate going forward. I will say we also have lawyer energy here. So there could be something for some of you like within the legal field. It says lawyer or judge, but this could be like anything within the legal field for some of you. That would make sense with the Scorpio energy of investigating as well because, you know, lawyers have to do a lot of research. They have to look at things from all angles, so that could be playing a factor as well. So what else for pile 2? What else is coming through for career for pile 2? Oh, we've got nature and grounding. So spending time outside during this time will help to kind of ground your energy. We have work-life balance. Check it out. Yeah, maybe this group was kind of burnt out in their last role. So you're moving into a time where you're advocating for better work-life balance going forward. More time to do the things that you love. Like, I feel like you guys are good at whatever it is that you do with this King of Swords. I think that you guys are really smart, intellectual, high standards. It feels like this group is like an established working professional. And if that's not the case, if you're newer to the workforce, like I just continue to feel like you're very strong and confident and really smart at whatever it is that you do. But I think that you're coming into this realization and coming into this time that you need to have a little bit better balance in your life to be creative and do things that you love outside of work, right? You guys also do have multiple figures here at the bottom of the deck. So again, there's something about money that's coming through. There could be a need to raise standards when it comes to money and the money that you're accepting as well. I can tell you guys from experience that like you should always ask for, I mean, this is not like official. I'm not a recruiter. Like I'm not giving you career advice, but like from like a spiritual manifestation perspective, it's like What you believe you're worth is what you will get a lot of times. And I've experienced that personally. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's pull one of these and then we'll get your timelines channeled. So what else should pile 2 know about their career going forward here? What's next for pile 2 in career? Ooh, we have the thin veil, let go and let glow. So again, messages of needing to release, right? Needing to release the past and move forward into the future. Keep eyes focused on the future. And when it's saying let glow, it's like, to me, this is talking about standing out. Again, there's a need here to move out of your comfort zone. Maybe for you guys, you're used to, I'm also getting a message that this group is used to maybe like being in the spotlight here. I feel like for this group, maybe you're used to actually being more in the shadows, like more in the like the undercover, like support type of roles. But now is a time for you to be in a more like open sort of role where like you're going to have eyes on you. You're going to be standing out, more public. And that would make sense with the star being here too. I forgot that you guys also had the career ladder card. So there's something here, I think, about a goal that you're trying to achieve. Like there's a place that you're trying to climb to that's coming up here. And you guys also have eyes on the prize, which is exactly what I was saying about the star. This says, trust the guidance of your North Star. So it's like, this is a time I feel where you guys are getting much more clear about what your North Star actually is, right? Really doing that deep soul searching to understand what it is that's going to fill your cup at work, where it is that you ultimately want to go. What is the goal? Like, where are we trying to climb? And finding that North Star is going to be able to guide you forward, right? So really interesting, pile 2. Let's just end the message here with some time frames for you. So again, keep in mind this is a general reading, so this may not apply to everybody, but let's just take a look to see the timeline on this energy for you and what you guys may need to know as far as timing goes. So tell us the timelines for pile 2 with regard to this energy. So we have the holidays coming up. So that could be any significant holiday season. I immediately got an image of a Christmas tree in my head when I pulled that card. So it could be like those, wintry holidays. Let's get one more. We also have weekend vibes with 6 to 12 months from now. So weekends are significant. Maybe this is a time where you're doing more work on the weekends on whatever this energy is, or soul searching, creative stuff on the weekends. We also have 6 to 12 months from now at the bottom of the deck. So very interesting energy, pile 2. As always, please comment below. I love hearing from you guys on how the reading resonates with your situation. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you'll be updated when I post the next reading, and I will see you then. Bye. Hey, pile 3, if you guys picked the river, this will be your career readings. Let's go ahead and start with your overall energy. Make sure you guys stay till the end because we will be pulling some time frames for you to see what significant timelines you may want to be aware of with regard to your career energy here. So we've got the river, the new moon in Virgo, and the descendant. Okay, so pile 3, what is next for you in career? So with the river energy being here, I think that you guys are moving into a period of reflection around your career. And there's a couple of different themes that I'm getting here with the new moon in Virgo and the descendant that we'll touch on in a minute. But I think in general, what you're reflecting on is 1, the direction that you're going in. And 2, the big thing I see here is relationships with others, okay? And partnerships with others in the workplace. The river energy, though, is also kind of about like going with the flow of things. I'm also wondering for this group if there's maybe been like a little bit of emotion around your career as of late, whether it's positive or negative emotion. I'm not 100% certain here. But with this being water energy, I do feel that there's been some emotion here. And I do think that it's going to be really important that you guys continue to just like let things flow, because Virgo energy can be a little bit controlling in the sense that it likes to be in control. It's very, I can say this because I'm a Virgo rising, so I relate, but it can be very perfectionist. It can be very uptight sometimes. it just likes to be in control of things. And I think that with the River card being here, you guys need to kind of allow a little bit more flexibility into your career at this time. And just kind of let things flow. I also think like listening to your emotions and asking yourself, where are they leading you is important here. Like in terms of your happiness at work or things that make you unhappy at work. And like, what are those things that are causing that emotion and where does it lead you when you follow those emotions, whether it's positive or negative? So New Moon in Virgo is definitely telling me that there's a new energy that you guys are welcoming in at this time. And this is talking about a time to give rather than take. Now, Virgo energy, as I was just mentioning, it is an energy of liking to kind of be in control. It is an energy of needing to kind of plan and be structured and organized. And I feel like with this group, though, that the energy of being planned and structured and organized is going to be more about working with others here, okay? It's about kind of asking, like, what are you able to give and serve for, I'm not phrasing that well. It's like, what are you offering to others? How are you being of service to others versus like, what can others do for me? So it's a little bit of a new beginning and a shift in perspective here, or a shift in approach to maybe the way that you guys have been doing things. So like, instead of it being about like, oh, well, this person can help me with this, maybe asking, well, how can I be of service in a situation? Okay. Now, the descendant energy here is interesting too. This also talks about the way that we connect with others. And this is the invitation card. So it's like, I think you guys are going to be moving into a time where we're really like reflecting on how you are welcoming others into your world at work. How are you inviting others in? And when you're partnering with others, what's the why behind that? Like, are we partnering? Are we inviting them in because we need something from them? Do we admire a strength that they have? Or are we partnering with them because we want to be of service? Like, I think this card really just talks about recognizing the reason why you are inviting someone into your space, okay? And this card also talks about, like, as you're reflecting on why you're inviting someone into your space, maybe ask yourself, like, am I expecting somebody to be what I'm not? Like, am I partnering with this person because they have a strength that I feel like I don't have, right? So thinking about what can I learn from these interactions? Like if I'm really drawn to somebody's strength because I feel like I don't have it, well, how can I learn from them so that I can then become that strength for myself too? Okay, so this is interesting, pile 3. Let's continue here. What else is ahead for pile 3? What's next for pile 3 in career at this time? What is next for pile 3 in career at this time? Ooh, okay, so we've got the Tower. We've got the Four of Pentacles. Interesting. And the Page of Pentacles. We do have a Three of Swords at the bottom. So there's definitely like an undertone here for this group of like just stress at work. Something unpleasant that you guys are dealing with that's kind of pushing you into this new beginning energy of kind of getting things in order around work with Virgo energy, but then also your relationships with others. Some of you guys in this group might be coming into this reading having just gone through like a termination or a layoff situation potentially. That would make a lot of sense with some of the other energies that I'm picking up on here, because when we're inviting others, it's like kind of with networking and stuff like that, you want to just be mindful when you're asking people to network when you're looking for a job that you're also kind of, so here's what I'll say. Everybody's different with this. Some people are super generous and just like will help, right? But other people out there want to also feel like they're getting something out of the situation too for their time. So I think it's just important to kind of think really intentionally when you're trying to ask someone for a networking touch base that like, you can offer something to them if, they want to meet with you too, So just something about that is coming through for some of you guys, but it makes sense that some of you could be in that situation as you're viewing this reading. Because I do see that energy here. with the Page of Pentacles as well. So, all right, so pile 3, what's next in your career? So with the Tower card being here, there's definitely something in your career situation that's not working that is going to be exposed to you if it hasn't already. I do think that this Tower energy of like unforeseeable events or just kind of shocking energies is pushing you into this kind of new beginning here with the new moon in Virgo, and this energy of needing to kind of flow instead of trying to contain and control the situation. Now, sometimes this is just like an event that happens that we didn't see coming, right? And from a career perspective, this could be things like the card says, bankruptcy, some sort of shocking news. This could be like an unforeseen layoff or something like that coming through. But the Tower card for me also can talk about kind of a shocking realization. Some like really crazy aha moment that we have where we're just kind of like shaken to the core, where it's like, wow, I was seeing that situation totally wrong, and now I'm actually seeing it for what it really is, which can also feel jarring. So it's either one of those things going on here. And with the Four of Pentacles here, what I see with this card is that there's a lot of fear that I think that you guys need to work through coming up here with career energy. This card, for me, talks about imposter syndrome, like feeling afraid to open up because we're nervous that people are going to see us for who we are, and maybe we're feeling like we don't really fit into the situation, we're not good enough. This could be why we have this energy of kind of leaning on other people to support us, because maybe there's an energy of feeling a little bit deficient or not super confident in the work that we're doing. So I do see that energy coming through here with the Four of Pentacles of imposter syndrome and kind of those fears of opening up. I do see here there is like a slight resistance to change here. So whatever this Tower moment is with the Four of Pentacles, with the Four of Pentacles being here is talking about a fear of change. You see how they're kind of chained to the desk here, right? So there's sort of this fear of coming out of those chains and maybe fully embracing and flowing with the river, with the change that you're being presented with here. But the Page of Pentacles being here is talking about strategic planning, work communication, apprenticeships, and internships. So I do think that all of this is leading to the opportunity for you guys to start something new, again, with the new moon in Virgo. And Page of Pentacles is giving like networking energy, right? So if you guys are in that situation where you're looking for a new role, I see the Page of Pentacles as you networking, learning about different roles that you might be interested in. I love that it's talking about strategic planning, because this is kind of similar to the new moon in Virgo, where we're going to be a little bit more intentional about who we're networking with and why, right? And the way that we're communicating, wanting these networking opportunities, or partnership opportunities rather. But Page of Pentacles, it's indicating to me that you guys are still new at something. So I think that there's a need here to, take accountability for your own stuff, right? And plan and, align yourself the way that you need to take care of your responsibilities. But also, I'm guided to say, be gentle with yourself, because if you are new at this, there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, and that's okay, So let's see, pile 3, what else is coming through for you in career? What's next in career for pile 3? What else do they need to know? New opportunity. Love that for you guys. We have branding here. So this could be like personal branding for some of you who may be running your own business. We also have fairness. And we have promotion at the bottom of the deck. So there's something, it's like there's a lot of uncomfortable energy here that I think might be related to you guys stepping into a new position. It was a new opportunity, the promotion here, and we have under the radar. So maybe this all happened kind of like under the radar and a lot of people didn't know about it. Or maybe you didn't know that it was going to be happening, which is why we have some of that Tower energy. But, I think it makes a lot of sense that you would be struggling with imposter syndrome and trying to kind of figure out your place if you're in a new opportunity, right? Branding to me is talking about like, could be like marketing field, or for some of you guys, something to do with your own brand, like running your own company. I also am reading branding as kind of thinking about your own personal brand at work. What are the things that you want to be known for? when people think of you, right? Like I know at my company, people know me as being like really super organized and really good at crafting communication. So, you know, you want to think about like what is your brand image at work? And fairness to me is kind of speaking to what we were talking about with relationships. Understanding that like relationships are a give and take, and leaning more into being of service to others is I think seeming like the fair thing in this instance for whatever reason. So let's pull one of these and then we'll get your time frames, pile 3. So what else should pile 3 know about their career? So that card is flipping over. Oh my goodness, sorry guys. Let's see. So you guys have here, what would your higher self do? This says you are divinity in blue jeans. Yeah, so I think if you're feeling stuck or anything like through this situation, first of all, I'm kind of guided to say that maybe meditation could help. Setting some intentional time aside to just kind of sit quietly with self might be helpful for you guys. And I'm also thinking like looking at the situation spiritually may also help. Like, what's the spiritual lesson I'm learning here? The Tower is divine intervention, right? So there's a divine intervention for a reason. There's some lesson that you're supposed to be learning right now. I'm also guided to this. You're in great company. Pull back to propel forward. So for some of you guys, you know, you could be feeling like you're moving into a position where you're taking a step back in your career. But ultimately, this seems like it's strategic with strategic planning here. Like, sometimes you have to take a step back in order to propel forward. Like the card says, careers and career ladders and career paths are not always just like a straight up trajectory. Sometimes you're going to be up on a high. Other times you're going to be on a low. Sometimes you go back and then you can shoot forward. So I think it's important to think of your career as being just like a journey versus like a steady climb. It's like an adventure. You know, you're going to climb a mountain sometimes and you're going to descend the mountain sometimes. Other times you're going to plateau, right? It's not always like a straight line of success up. So interesting energy, pile 3. So let's just kind of take a look and see for you what else you need to know. And specifically, we're going to just take a look at what time frames are being highlighted for you around this energy. So what's the timeline on this energy for pile 3? Keeping in mind, guys, this is a general reading, so this may not apply to every viewer. All right, so what's the timeline on this energy for pile 3, please? We have March. So this could be previous month of March or next March. What else? We also have during vacation and travel. So maybe as you guys are on a trip or taking time off, something is picking up. We also have Pisces season at the bottom of the deck with lunch hour. It seems like there's like some free time energy being highlighted here. So just something to consider. Maybe like how you're spending your free time is significant. So pile 3, please comment below. Let me know how you feel like this message resonates with your career situation. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll be updated when I post the next reading, and I'll see you then. Bye.